Hello, hello, and good evening to Broomstick Capital, the place for business owners and managers who have embraced their spiritual side. So today we are going to talk about your ability to delegate to your team and what it takes to have a very strong and supportive team. So before I start, I'm going to share this in various groups and pages, right? Because we want to have as many people as possible watching with us. And let's see if I can do this, considering Facebook just imposed its new features. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Right, and I entitled it BSQ Tuesday, even though we are kind of Wednesday. We are Wednesday today, but you know, it's fine. It's just for the fun of it. Let's see, it sounds to be somewhat complicated, more than before. Let's see if I can make this work. Otherwise, it's been a while I haven't been on Broomstick Capital page because I've been doing other few things, but I'm back and I'm still publishing things. So do take into account the rest of the posts that I'm publishing. Right, so now let's see if I can make this work. Usually it does work. So hopefully this is what's happening right now. With this new thing, let's see, am I doing it right? I hope so. I believe so. Yes. Posting in the groups now. And then now the rest is just here and another two and we're good to go. Well, I hope so. Right, and then and the last one. Go down. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're getting there. And that's it. Okay, so for those of you who are watching and who have a team, sometimes I feel that some of you struggle to delegate. So I actually advised one of my clients very recently that before my client goes and hire the people that will provide the support, that we need to work on the energy that she kinds of projects onto the world. So, for example, if you have a reluctance to delegate, that means you're not trusting enough those around you, and you have a reason why you're not trusting, because you had bad experiences. So, what we need to do first as work on you is to look at all of these wounds and all of these places where you've been let down and felt unsupported in your life, considering that this has happened in your private life, particularly as a child, and you've carried that energy with you later as an adult. And that's why today, as an adult, grown up, even though you are super skilled, super talented, and a big track record, there is still that insecurity when it comes to relying on the other people to support you and help you. And this again is because there's been some events that have happened that have basically consolidated that belief that you can't really trust anybody around you except yourself. That's why you feel lonely in your business, and even though you have hired people, you're not really letting go. And there is that sense of, there is a resistance, and these people are not great for you either. So once, the first step is to identify that you have an issue with that, right? So it's like those who are alcoholic, they need to recognize, well, I have a problem with alcohol. It's not as bad, obviously, but if you have a problem with trusting and delegating, you need to basically acknowledge, recognize that this is something that is an issue for you, and you're here. I need to watch here. Up or down? Let's see. Here, on top. Okay, so if you have an issue with delegating and trusting, it comes from a place where you have been let down, you've been wounded, you've been disappointed, and you've brought that disappointment with you in adulthood, in your energy, in your aura, in your auric field. And that's the reason why things are not working out. Even you might have hired tons of people. You might have thought, you know, this time I'm going to go for it. I have enough to carry everything on my shoulders. And yet, then drama happens. So it's because you have that energy that is still stuck to your skin, to your vibe, to your field, and that's why things are not going the way you want, even though you decide, that's it, now I'm making the decisions, I'm going to let go, I'm going to have a team that is going to be awesome, and yet it doesn't happen. So that's why it is very important to work with a healer, and so that whatever was stuck to your auric field, to your vibrations, to your energy, can be removed. Like a wax, you know, like, like if you know how waxing feels, it's kind of the same thing. And what I am removing is not your hair, but your bad vibrations, bad experiences, and whatever has caused that sense of inability to trust. Once we've done this, then the next step is to start sending out vibrations to attract the right people. And this is where you need to look into what you expect from the people you're going to work with. And if you're not clear into what you're going to delegate to them, what their job and assignment is going to be, well, it's going to still be an issue for you. Because if you're not clear, they're not going to be clear for you, because they're expecting guidance from you. They're expecting your leadership, right? And they want you to tell them where to go, what to do. In fact, it's like if you, I feel like I need to refer to dancing. Someone said to a friend of mine once, look, you're not, as a leader, you know, you have the leader and the follower. And as the leader, if you don't lead firmly and assertively, your partner is not going to go is not going to know where to go, and she's going to be lost. Same thing between a leader and his team or her team. If you don't know where you want to go, your team is not going to know it for you. Of course, at times when they get to know you, they know your spirit, they know what your vision is about, they know everything around what your vibes are about, what your vision is. Yes, at some points, if you just say you go a little bit off track, for example, because XYZ, for personal reason, your team will bring you back because they know what you're about. But if you start with letting them decide something they don't even know what it's about, then that's not a good place to start. So what is important to understand from that perspective is you need clarity, and the team is not going to give you that clarity. So it's that inner work, right, that you need to do first in terms of knowing what's your vision, what's your next step. And then, of course, you can brainstorm with them in terms of the tools to get there, in terms of strategies, in terms of, and you can give them assignments like, okay, look into this, I don't know, I give you anything that it can relate it to any business. So let's say you want to expand your product range, and then you ask them, from my client base, what do you notice they've more been keen to do, or what could be a good product base for them. Or if you are someone who does a lot of content, produce a lot of content, you can tell them to repurpose your content based on the energy that you always vibrate and you send out. So that, yes, but if you don't give them initial direction, initial lead, that's where you will falter, and that's why it will not work out. So now, there's a difference between giving them direction and then micromanage. So if you are someone who micromanages a lot, that means, again, you're not trusting enough yourself and your team. So again, that stems from some sort of traumatic event or whatever has happened to you that makes you feel, I can't let go, otherwise everything will fall apart. You don't need to give them your whole business and tell them, you know what, I'm off on day one. Of course not. It's a gradual process. You're going to train them so that gradually and step by step, you're going to be able to rely on them on one thing, and then it's going to be the second one, and then the third one, and then a whole schedule. And then you tell them, you know what, this is your assignment, this is your mission, this is what I'm giving you to do. I would like you to prepare a schedule for 1 week, and then come to me once you've done the first draft, and then we will review together. So your role as a leader, as a manager, is to be supportive to them, give them direction, give them some initiatives, and be there for them. Don't drop them and expect them to figure it out because you can't be bothered. In fact, I've seen that quite a lot in corporate situations. I've been in these situations myself, and it's kind of mean because you can recognize the very good leaders from the crappy leaders, because at the time I was working in investment banking, I had managers who wouldn't be bothered to explain things So that's how you recognize the bad managers, right? Because it's people who will just drop things on you, expect you to figure out, and then when you go wrong, they will get back at you and blame you for it. Now, what kind of leader is that? What kind of manager is that? So you don't want to be one of them. And it doesn't mean be there all the time with them and micromanage them either. It's about finding the balance. So this is a process that you can learn, but at the same time, before you do these practical things, again, I'm going to repeat that again, you need to do some work around your own belief system, on your own energy, around the fact that you have sent out these energy, these vibrations, that you have a super supportive team that knows when to be creative, when to come to you, when to escalate, and you have built a very strong bond with them. So I haven't had loads of people working for me until today. So I had some. And in the situations where I had people working with me, I didn't see them as a separation from me, in a sense that I saw them how can I say that? It's the relationship that I built with the team that I had when I was working on something that I felt very passionate about. And there was a summer, I remember we were, me included, 1, 2, 3, 4. We were 4 people working on making something big happen. And it was a huge vision. Everybody was excited. And yes, I was giving the direction in terms of when the meetings needed to happen, the big guidelines, but they had also an ability to freestyle and come up with their own ideas. So this is a skill that can be learned, and it's about knowing how to progressively empower someone who happens to be a team member and give them that feedback as well, and that sense of contribution that is super important, because I've seen so many mistakes being made. I've worked in so many institutions And I've seen managers like really screwing up their employees, their team, because they were insecure, because they had a lot of issues themselves, and they were projecting that onto their team, and it was a mess. But nobody was really being upfront about it, so it was creating a really unhealthy environment, vibe, atmosphere, and everybody was unhappy at the end. So you don't want to be there. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the one that is the boss of a team that really hates you and can't wait to get away from you. Okay? You want, the same way you want raving fans. That's an expression I borrowed from an internet marketer that, in fact, he's not really internet marketer. He's a marketer. And he does a lot of, how do you call that? Offline marketing, simply. And, okay, so he talks about having raving fans as clients. So what he says is you want people to really bang on the door to work with you because this is how you want to market your services. He calls it attraction marketing. Actually, no, that's me that said that. He calls it magnetic marketing. Magnetic marketing means you're so damn good at what you do, but also how you market yourself that you just pull people in, just energetically. There is no way that you go and beg them. They just come to you. And this is how you want to operate as a business, but also with your stakeholders. And that includes your employees. Not that you want your employees to beg to work with you, but you want your employees to really be there for you, not because they know that they need their paycheck to go back home and pay their bills, but because they feel passionate about the work that they do, because they feel valued, they feel taken care of, and they feel empowered. These are very, 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 very important. Okay, and I've seen again, most times it was in corporate situations, excellent people being crushed because the only feedback they were getting was negative, unsupportive, and it was crushing them. I've seen horrible things happen. And every time it's heartbreaking. That's why, you know, if you stay too long in that type of organization, it crushes your soul. It's like, whew, it's devastating. And someone can lose confidence in themselves as a human being just because he had an asshole as a boss. Sorry, oops, I usually don't swear, but I guess I was very passionate about this one. So, I was saying, yeah, I feel this is something that is really somehow triggering me because I feel it's just so unfair for so many amazing, skilled men and women who happened to be under, you know, the guidance of someone who is totally unfit for it. So don't be that person, okay? Be the person who is there for your people. Have boundaries, of course. It doesn't mean like you put yourself second and then your life doesn't exist anymore because you live for your team. Of course not, because they are there to support you so that you don't have to work as much. Don't forget that initial goal, right? So when you outsource, when you delegate, why are you doing this? Because you want to free up time, because you want some more free time either to spend with yourself, with family, having fun, or create something else. So it doesn't matter what you do with your time, but the point is it's to free up time and allow you to have an improved quality of life. So this is obviously the main goal. But you need to know how to make it work. And even though you will follow some box ticking guidance, that's not it. It is part of it, but you need to work on your energy to make sure that you're freed of some sort of negativity that kind of scarred you in the past, some sort of fear that you have. And all of this, you can really be cleaned up so that you can go further and create a business that you are very fond of, that keeps growing, where you work less and less, not because you don't like it, but because you enjoy having that flexibility. It doesn't mean you will stop, because usually, for those who are watching my channel, my videos, you are if this is you and you're watching it, so you are the type of person that will not do something that they don't like, right? You go after what you want. You're someone who wants to create a life by design. So don't make it hell though, right? So create paradise. And there is a way to do this. So that starts with that work that starts inside. So that was it for today. And I hope you enjoyed it and you most importantly learned from it. If you have any questions, obviously let me know. I have a program for businesses who have a turnover of over 250K, who have a team, whether it's offline or online, where I take you to that next level and I look at the CEO itself, the business owner, and then I heal you, I heal your team, I look at everything, even from, team to premises to everything. So once you do this, then your business is going to thrive in a way that you've never ever seen before. And I always mean what I say. So the results are outstanding, astonishing, and I will be very, very excited and happy to work with you if this is the path you want to take, if you want to take it quantum pace. Okay? All right, so on that note, I'm going to wish you a beautiful rest of the evening, and I will speak to you in my next video. Happy manifesting. Bye. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, share, like, and put a comment under the video. Bye and happy manifesting.